I wrote this song thinking about us. All of us. The Winx Club.
With wings of courage, against evil they fly. Friendship.
Ciao all, Thomas here. It's been a minute, but after a little bit of a break to work on other stuff and also protect my brain, we are diving back into the Winx Club reboot. God help us all. So this time we have episode 6, Into the Woods, which just makes me think how much I would rather be watching the musical Into the Woods.
There must always be an outside observer to pass the story along.
Some of us don't like the way you've been telling it.
Even the movie version, which I don't remember it being that bad. It was more mid, but you know, I'll take literally anything over this.
You're not good, you're not bad, you're just nice.
This is a camping episode. Unfortunately, we don't have the campfire song.
Let's gather around the campfire and sing our campfire song.
Nor are there sea bears to maul the Winx.
I'm running for my life!
Instead, what we have here is arguably one of the better, if not the best episodes of this chunk of episodes from the reboot. I would say it's not terrible like the others. It's more mid. You know, the character interactions still aren't great, but they feel a bit more human. They feel a bit more interesting. We get a bit more hints of potential conflicts for characters. And the Winx are actually smart in defending themselves against the Trix without their magic, which is pretty welcome, I would argue. It's just, when you compare this to like the original show, it's like, damn, the bar is so low, because the best that the Winx Club reboot has to offer still doesn't hold a candle to the original's worst moments. So for this episode, we begin in medias res. I can never pronounce that correctly, which basically means we are beginning in the middle of our story, with the Winx going through the woods in their camping outfits. I just want to talk about the camping fits right now. They're fine, I guess. They're not like the worst things I've ever seen. My main gripes are, 1, why is Musa in pink? Was Flora being the pink one not enough for you bastards? Bloom's haircut looks kind of Karen-esque.
So ugly, that poor woman.
She looks like she's about to complain about woke books at a PTA meeting, so she'd be right up a Genio's alley. And Stella, ooh.
Girlfriend, stop! Get back in the car!
There's something about this hairstyle, like, the hairstyle itself is not good. It's the weird tiny side pony, but it's like segmented strangely. Like you have like one clump of hair sticking out like the top to like act as a base, and then you have the dangly bit. It looks so ugly. It looks really bad. It looks kind of like demented ice cream. But this hair also highlights her alien-esque head shape. Her face does not look natural. It looks horrifying. Every time that she looks into the camera and smiles, I feel her trying to rip out my soul. Anyhow, we cut away from this scene to Althea.
This is a flashback!
Where we learned that they are in the woods now because they are on an assignment. An assignment where they're being sent off into the woods to go camping for the night and then find their way back to Althea.
You'll be expected to complete the assignment, reaching the site, staying the night, and finding your way back in the morning.
So in a way, it's kind of like the Black Mud Swamp episode from the original.
You have 3 hours to get out of Black Mud Swamp and reach the clearing in the middle of Gloomy Wood Forest without using magic. Remember, listen carefully to the voice of nature and follow its advice.
Oh, what you said, Queen?
Except it's kind of combined with the episode 7 plot, because not only are they not allowed to use their powers, they literally cannot because they are sealed away. Which I guess is fine enough, you know, put the girls in a scenario where it's a bit more dangerous than usual. They have to rely on their skills and their wits and their physical abilities. And, you know, I'm always for a camping episode. I think those are cute chances for characters to be taken out of their norm for a bit, to have cute, fun interactions. You know, it's kind of like the Wildlands plot in that way from season 2, except far less good.
Hey Layla, I'm surprised you're not playing. It's right up your alley. How come you're not playing? Don't like what they're wearing? Not everyone's obsessed with sports, you know.
During this scene in Althea, we also see that the school has lockers. I'm not sure why. Why would you need lockers to hold your belonging? Like, Are your dorms not good enough for that? I don't know, it just feels strange, especially because the lockers aesthetically give like a normal Earth high school, and they don't match at all with this big fantasy castle. Especially because for some reason they're not scaled properly, so the Winx are like miniature compared to the lockers.
Fairy dust mini Winx!
Like they stand next to the locker and they're barely like half the height of the bottom locker. It's quite insane. I'm not sure that's how that's supposed to work. I mean, we get some cute moments where like Flora was excited to go on the trip, but now she's like, oh, we're not going to be able to because we don't have our magic. While Stella is like low-key grateful and then is really upset when it turns out they have to do this.
Great, the camping trip is homework now. My life is over.
But like Stella's dread isn't an actual plot point here like it would be in, say, the Wildlands stuff, where like she very clearly has never gone camping before and she's not gelling, and it leads to her beefing with Aisha, and it's meant to be part of the Winx struggling to get along with each other because of their differences, and also the fact that Lord Darkar had been kicking their asses the whole season.
Are you carrying those logs to look tough?
That's called firewood.
So, what do we need firewood for?
For the campfire tonight. Ever gone camping before? You can't live without shopping malls and glamour magazines, can you?
Well, this is who I am.
In the reboot, it's just kind of there, and it's settled very quickly because, you know, we go back to the present where they're in the woods and Bloom just gives her this ugly ass yellow pair of hiking boots, and Stella's like, oh, they're so cute, and it's like, girl, no, they're not.
We told you not to wear heels.
I brought spare boots.
Like I would wear. Ew! Oh, those are cute.
You lie! You lie!
They're disgusting. They look like they're made out of the same material as like rubber ducks, which then makes me realize I would rather be watching Hazbin Hotel because I miss Lucifer dearly.
Take that, depression!
What I don't get is why we started in medias res. Because normally when you do that, it's because you really want to hook your audience with a moment of utter despair or drama or crisis. Say like a character being fatally wounded or dying, or characters being on the run. You know, they're in dire straits and you're just like, how did it get to this? Especially if it goes against the status quo of the show up until that point. But here, that's not really happening. It's just them in the woods. You literally could have just opened on them at Althea and then cut to them in the woods. There was no reason to do the in medias res thing. Now, I want to bitch about this forest a little bit. Let me be petty. We've already established that the reboot hasn't really been great at establishing anything about the world. Because if you'll remember, we never really established that this is the magic dimension and there are many different worlds, you know, different planets with different ecosystems and different kinds of magic that reign there. We never even got to see that Althea is on the planet Magix, on a different planet from Earth. And each time they've introduced a new part of Magix, they've never really established where it is in relation to anything else. Like, we don't know where Magixia is in relation to Althea. We don't know where Red Fountain is in relation to those other two places, or the Cloud Tower ruins. And it just kind of hurts your immersion, because if you can't mentally picture where all these places are in relation to each other, it becomes harder to buy that this is an actual world with characters living there. Especially because now Red Fountain has such different geography compared to Althea. You're just like, what? And Magixia too. Like, with Magic City, you would always see the woods like running around the city and then the barrier mountains way off in the distance. But in the reboot, Magixia is literally just the city. You can't see the outer limits of it. It's just like the city sprawls out forever. So now that we're in this forest, we're like, okay, we have to assume that it's near Althea. But this forest feels very different. Like, we're supposedly going way off to do our camping. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a big deal that we have to find our way back to Althea if they can assume that we would get lost. And there's a lot more fantastical elements going on here, like weird fantasy creatures, deer with like flower antlers, giant trees that like spill water from cups of flowers, which are very beautiful. We'll get to those later. But it doesn't match with the other woodland areas that we've seen so far, like the woods around the barn where Damien is always sulking. It's kind of an extension of the fact that nothing in the reboot feels like it belongs in the same show. So like my brain wants to call it the Gloomy Wood Forest, but we haven't given it a name. And also I feel like that would be an insult to the Gloomy Wood Forest. Was it a generic forest? Sure. But you know, they run into this weird glut beast, one of them calls. It looks like a weird overgrown toad thing. I swear to God, I've seen a creature like that in like another 3D animated kids thing, but I can't put my goddamn finger on it. It also looks like it doesn't belong in the show. The clashing art styles are so wild. Bloom gives it a couple sandwiches and gets it to leave them the hell alone.
Don't worry, it just looks hungry.
I'm just like, okay, is this supposed to be like Bloom being the leader or her being like connected to nature, intrinsically, like instinctively knowing what to do? And that's supposed to set her apart as the leader of the group who they can lean on because, you know, she's had to live her whole life without magic. Because like, I'm not really getting that. I don't know how this would prove that. Like, if you had established that she knows about magical creatures like this thing, and thus she knows how to get it to leave them alone, I think that would make more sense. And also, it would show an actual skill that she has, versus here where she just kind of wings it and gets it right and doesn't get them all murdered by this monster. It especially feels weird because I don't feel like Bloom would be an expert on magical creatures, especially not this Bloom. This Bloom is like lacking in like any kind of personality or interest. I would assume the expert on magical creatures would be either Flora, you know, given her love of nature, or maybe Techna, because nerd. Then again, this Techna doesn't even know how to start a fire. So that's great.
We need fire. How do we make that happen?
Fucking idiot.
Robin is tailing the Winx on Varagonda's orders to make sure they don't die. Meanwhile, the Trix are planning to attack the Winx in the woods and get Bloom's dragon flame for Vexius. Vexius is a bitch once more. He's like, where is my dragon flame? Like he's going back to like a fast food joint because they forgot his sauce. He does this thing where he summons a bunch of weird dark creatures around them. And I'm wondering how he's doing that and why. Like, are they supposed to be shadow minions he can summon at any time? Because he doesn't do this ever again. And weirdly, we don't see the creatures all that well. They're not framed very well. They're just kind of on the edges of frames for a few seconds. You have to like squint to like make them out. But they're kind of giving Lord Darkar, like the weird, bony, pointy silhouettes. I think there's like a couple weird spines protruding from some of their backs. Like it's giving Darkar, which, okay.
Look, it's a bird. No, it's a man. No, it's Lord Darkar.
Is that supposed to be like a knowing thing? Like Darkar is in the reboot also, and he's connected to Vexius somehow? Or like, is Darkar's design just like a throwaway design for this one-off shadow thing that you're never going to use again? Anyhow, Damien is trying to prove himself to his papa. He's like, we can use my fire to lure out Bloom's fire so we can steal it. And Vexius is like, that's a terrible plan, son, because you're untalented and annoying. Which is true. He's correct. Oh, good Lord. This episode is really, it's on the Damien propaganda train yet again, trying to make him relevant. It feels like he's getting more of an arc than like Bloom even, where he's trying to prove himself to his father and do evil, but also he's not completely evil because he doesn't want to hurt the Winx. And I'm just like, sit your whiny ass down, bitch. No one cares. I'm also just like, knowing who Damien is, how did Vexius never consider he has a dragon flame? Like, not even once? Like, sure, we learned that like him having half of it was like a miracle kind of thing because of the twin split, but I feel like you should have considered it at least like once. So the Winx set up camp, night falls. The Trix then freeze Robin before they enact their plan. And the ice holding Robin looks like plastic. I'm so sorry. It looks really not good. What's funny is that she was moving to like activate her watch to like notify the other specialists that danger was afoot. So now she just kind of has to like inch her hand forward through the ice slowly. It's really funny. Look, Robin has no right to exist. I'm going to take this opportunity to make fun of her. While the Winx are chilling around the campfire, Bloom notices Techna's kind of off in her own little world on her phone.
Techna, could you put the phone away and come by the fire? There's nothing to be afraid of. We're just talking. That's what I'm afraid of.
And again, I kind of like what they're trying to do, where Techna is really shy and introverted and doesn't know how to people. And this moment between Bloom and Techna is very cute. Like even the thing where Techna does where she moves her hair to the side and you see her faint smile.
We're just your friends. We want to be with you. That sounds nice.
Aww. That's really cute. It's like one of the few times one of the girls has an expression that doesn't look uncanny and frightening. You know, it inspires genuine joy within me. A little bit of warmth in my very frozen, rotten heart. But it also makes me think of a thing that we've been discussing in my server recently, namely to do with Techna and Aisha, because this has to do with the girl bossification of Aisha, where Aisha in season 2 was this very shy, introverted character. And for Black girls in particular in media, like they don't really get to be shown off with a lot of variety and personality when they do show up. You know, they're usually portrayed as more aggressive, more sporty, more masculine, whereas Aisha, she does like dance, but that's about it in terms of the sportiness. She's mostly more of a shy, awkward character, but we don't really remember her that way.
Well, yeah, but maybe you could find out how he feels about me. Flora, how am I supposed to do that? The things I do to make new friends. Your hair, tall grasses on a summer day. Oh, lame. Shopping! For crying out loud, can't you think of anything else? If I just stood here, I wonder if they'd even notice that I'm not with them.
And a lot of that has to do with the fact that the show, after seasons 2 and 3, has really regressed into making her this athletic stereotype that she never really was to begin with.
Just wait until you check out my new gym. It's gonna be the perfect training circuit to get us in shape to save Lymphea College.
Not everyone's obsessed with sports, you know.
Meanwhile, Techna was never really shy. She was emotional. She just didn't realize that she was being emotional because she was acting by her own logic. And she didn't really know how to people, but not in the shy, awkward, introverted way, but more in the I don't know how to be kind to you and your emotions thing. So now it's kind of like Techna has stolen Aisha's arc of being really shy and lonely and introverted, and Aisha has just been reduced to athletic stereotype. So that's a choice. Musa sings a really terrible song around the campfire. I can't.
I wrote this song thinking about us. All of us. The Winx Club.
The wings of courage against evil they fly. Friendship.
I know people are going to say it's a Winx song. Of course, it's going to be lyrically really cheesy and lame. But the thing is, Winx songs weren't always like this. Like, I've been listening a lot to the songs from the first 3 seasons, like the Interlude dub, the original Italian versions of those songs, and also like Winx in concert. Winx songs used to be fucking killer, man. Like, they were so well written, actually. Specifically, the first 3 seasons, the songs tended more towards like rock and jazz. Like, the guitars specifically were immaculate in those songs. And the lyrics were actually pretty good as well.
The sun will rise and melt all my icy memories, shining the light.
And Winx in concert, girl, Elisa was killer. Probably because Winx in concert songs weren't about generic feelings of positivity or being fairies, but actually had to do with the feelings of the characters, whether it was Bloom feeling like she wasn't good enough for Sky or thinking about her past.
And though you're everything that I've been dreaming of, I realize I'm not what you need. I had the strangest dream last night, a
or like Tekna explaining how her emotions work. Flora's crush on Helia. Aisha telling her dad that she wants to like live her life, don't want to hurt his feelings.
I wanna live my life, don't wanna hurt your feelings, just open up your mind.
It's just really sad seeing how pretty much every aspect of Winx as a franchise has kind of melted into this personality-less slop. Even the music. And like, I love Elisa as a performer, as a singer. I know she didn't really have a hand in writing any of these songs. And I've actually seen bits of the animatics where it sounds like they used an AI version of Elisa's voice for the prototype of the song, like the demo version of it, which, I mean, are we shocked considering how much of AI they used in like literally everything else?
In the magical world, hope flies high, the wings light the way, with courage and trust by our side. Together we face challenges, with love in our hearts, united as friends we fight.
My server actually shared a video by like a smaller creator. God, I wish I could remember his name. It'll be on screen now, but it really went into depth on like the history of like the reboot, gathering all the receipts, if you will, and all the AI usage. And there were things even I didn't know about in that, and I felt it was a very good, comprehensive guide. A reminder that Rainbow and Eugenio ain't shit. It's just also so funny that Musa is like, I made this song thinking of us, the Winx Club, because I never had friends like you guys. And I'm like, okay, I guess then this song is reflective of y'all's fake ass hollow friendship that doesn't mean shit, because none of you are actual characters. Anyhow, TLDR, this song sucks. Moving on. Afterwards, the girls like chat a little bit and they try to make them seem human, and there are glimmers of interest here and there. Namely, I'm thinking of Stella like referencing Brandon. She does mention like retro bangs, and that line makes me want to defenestrate myself.
Those retro bangs are low-key fire.
But the main thing is that she mentions him not being a prince is something her parents will have an issue with. And it will come back later, but not in a very satisfying way.
An ordinary boy and a royal princess.
Yeah, that's going to be a whole thing with my parents.
It's one of those things where it's like, okay, you brought up an interesting conflict and one that I would have liked to have been in the original show, but you're not really going to do anything interesting or valuable with it. So it's like kind of set up, but I'm preemptively annoyed because I know that there will either be no payoff or the payoff will be bullshit. Flora talks about how she's totally not into Damien, at which point I do defenestrate myself.
Do you have someone special?
You mean Damien? He's just a friend, but he's sensitive. I think we should invite him to hang out.
And Damien is stalking them because he's a loser.
Keep stalking them.
He goes to the Trix. They try to do their whole spell to use his fire to, like, I don't know, draw out blooms. I'm not sure what they thought was going to happen. Did they think Bloom's flame was literally just going to leave her body, she wouldn't notice, and it float over to them?
My flame should bring out Bloom's fire, even if she can't manifest it consciously. It's like magical frequencies.
Whatever that means.
Like, what were the logistics of this spell supposed to be?
Escucha las palabras de las brujas, los secretos escondidos en la noche.
Anyhow, Damien can't do it because he doesn't want to betray Flora because she said nice things about him.
Loser.
And the Trix bully him, as they should.
You're not going after all of them.
The last thing we need is you going soft on us.
So now the Trix are like, we're gonna go fuck up the Winx and kill them. Yeah! And they attack, and it's actually kind of hectic the way that the fight goes. Icy like launches a barrage of ice shards. Darcy trips up Musa. Stormy hits Stella with a goddamn lightning bolt to the face.
Thank God.
It's kind of hectic and fun, I'm not gonna lie. There are bits where I wish there was like a bit more going on, like Darcy choosing to trip up Musa. I'm like, is that because Riven shows interest in Musa and you're jealous? Because we haven't really brought up Darcy's crush on Riven since like, I think episode 4. But like, you know, that doesn't matter, so who cares, I guess. Stella also is smart because she uses a mirror to blind Stormy. That's a bit where I'm like, oh, okay, you're not completely brain dead. I see. Meanwhile, the specialists are off at Red Fountain training. Why does their training room look like a really terrible arcade from the future? I don't know. For some reason, it makes me think of like those stunt parks in like Crash Tag Team Racing. I am absolutely dating myself with that one. I don't know. It looks really bad and goofy and out of place. I'm really also not sure why Brandon is so hesitant to say that he likes Stella.
Aren't you worried about Stella? Stella? Why would I be worried about Stella over anyone else?
Like, girl, why? Just own it. OG Brandon would.
Thinking about Diaspro? Well, no. I'm actually thinking about Bloom.
Y'all, just break up. You're not equipped for a relationship with anybody but yourself. And that's what you need to work on.
Anyhow, Robin finally manages to call the specialist and they come a-running. Timmy gets to like beat up the Trix with his spaceship. And I think that's kind of neat. Good for Timmy. Glad he gets to do something.
Let's see how you like this, witches.
Loser. There's a bit where Bloom and Aisha are distracting the Trix. They're using like staffs to fend them off. I guess this is playing into the like sporty Aisha thing. The fact that she's so good with the staff and like all the gymnastic moves.
Break you, fairy!
You and who else?
At one point, she's able to like freeze Icy's hand. Like she throws her staff, kicks up some water, and freezes Icy.
Can't touch me forever! Good point!
The thing is, I'm not sure where the water came from. Because like these trees hold like pitchers of rainwater.
It's a pitcher tree. It collects rainwater.
And so I'm like, is it supposed to be like water from one of those trees on the ground in a puddle? How would there be enough? Because it looks like she casts a spell to throw up a wave. But like, where's the water coming from? And also, you don't have magic. Like, it's a smart, cool idea to use Icy's powers against her. But girl, the logistics. Darcy menacingly approaches Bloom but does nothing.
Drop it. Drop it.
Bloom then randomly pulls out a sandwich and throws it at Darcy, at which point the Glut beast returns to maul Darcy.
A sandwich?
Thank God.
Again, cool idea, but like again, is Bloom supposed to be knowledgeable about magical creatures? How did she know this would work? How did she know it would come running? Very convenient that it did come running immediately. I did make that make sense. Okay.
Are you a good witch? Or a sandwich?
The cool moment here is like the Trix preparing to attack the Winx. Icy charges up an attack to freeze them all, but they're right under one of those trees with like the water pitchers. And so Bloom takes her staff and throws it and spills all the water from the top of the tree. And that huge wave freezes the Trix.
You're not that bitch or nothing, but you still ate that little one thing.
That I'm like, that's clever. That's cute. That feels like something that would have happened in the original, and I really liked that. I don't know why suddenly y'all felt like developing brains in this one episode, but I'll take it. The specialists then come to escort the Winx back to Althea. They defrost Robin because unfortunately they did not forget about her. For whatever reason, though, the staff still hates the Winx. Like, we're mad at them for like, I don't know, seemingly being attacked by the Trix. And Farragonda's like, you destroyed all the camping supplies. And I'm like, okay, we also did that to save our fucking lives from the Trix.
You destroyed all the school-issued camping supplies.
got in what can only be called a knockdown drag-out fight, and didn't complete the assignment.
Like, what did the Winx do wrong? They were literally doing their assignment as instructed, and then suddenly were attacked and forced to flee by the Trix. They literally did nothing wrong. Like, what were they supposed to do? Just stay at the campsite and let themselves get murdered?
Well, yes.
Meanwhile, the Trix get off scot-free once again.
But the Trix are not your concern.
I mean, they will be punished next episode, but it's too little too late. And it's going to be another case of y'all ain't doing shit with the ideas you have on the table. It's just so frustrating. Like, what the hell is this school's problem with the Winx? I've heard people say that this is to try and make up for the fact that the Winx got away with a lot of rule breaking in the original, to which I ask, when did they get away with that? Like, I'm trying to remember, but I remember Farragon and Griselda being tough on the Winx whenever they fucked up. Like, when they snuck into Cloud Tower, they lost their powers. When they snuck away to Earth in season 2, they were forced to clean up the school when they got back.
Tonight, you are assigned to clean the entire school.
But our magic won't work on something so big.
Well, I guess you'll have to use convergence.
No, not convergence magic. That's exactly what tired us all out in the first place.
You all can use the practice. You have a long and difficult battle ahead.
Lord Darkar is just waiting for you to wander off like that.
And before you can confront him, you girls will have to examine your own selves.
Where are they getting away with breaking rules? I'm so confused. Is this a case where we're inventing problems that never existed in the original to try and make the reboot look better? Is that you, Rich Burns? Are you in the room with us?
In the original, their first meeting was explosive. Bloom fought Diaspora immediately, and fans still have strong opinions about that episode. You could call it infamous.
Whatever that means.
Oh god, it's like Netflix Avatar trying to pretend the original wasn't feminist when in fact the original was far more feminist than the Netflix version could ever hope to be. Anyhow, we do praise Bloom for her leadership skills, because fuck everyone who isn't Bloom.
It could have been much worse, if not for your actions, Bloom.
No, it was all of us.
Flora goes to chat with Damien and she's like, "You're stronger than you know." And I'm like, girl.
I think you're pretty strong. Stronger than you know.
Girl, shut the fuck up. You thought you ate that?
Please raise your standards up. Please.
Require more. I say this all the time. Require more from people.
And then Vexius is like, "Is that fairy of nature distracting you, Damien?" It's so weird because the way he stares at Flora makes it feel like he's gonna target her for trying to like get close to Damien. And then he never does. I don't even think he knows Flora's name. You know, Vexius is a lame-ass villain. I don't care about him at all. He makes Acheron look like Valtor. But even then, I'm like, to have a main villain who gives a shit about Flora would be so nice. Because we never get that. But we are not allowed to have nice things. So all in all, this episode exists and it's fine, I guess. I don't know. Like, it has okay moments, but it's still not very good. I would say it's like passable. And that's within a show that I would consider to be a steaming pile of shit. You know, like saying this is like the best episode of the reboot is like saying that Death by Firing Squad is better than Death by Lethal Injection. Still shitty, still really bad. But you know what? We're going to savor this because next time we're going to have one of the worst episodes. One that butchers Aisha and Dark Bloom.
Later, skater.
Okay, sure. Thanks, I hate it.